If you've ever lost your keys, then you've also lost 15 minutes of your morning. Wait, where are my keys? This is a quick review of the KeySmart Pro with tile integration, which means you should never lose your keys again. So let's check it out. If you're familiar with the KeySmart key organizers, then you'll instantly recognize the main difference. These Pro models are made of plastic, although I personally wouldn't say it feels or looks cheap, but it's definitely not as tough as their metallic counterparts. They've got 2 screws on each end, and to set this baby up, unscrew both with some sort of flat object like a dime or a quarter if you're balling like I am. It's true when they say that setting this thing up doesn't require any additional tools, hence the coin, but in no way is it a simple process, as you'll see my struggles later. Once you banana split them apart, you'll see the bottom piece has 2 metal pegs. That's where your valuables will hang from. So take that handful of jingle bells you call a key ring, remove all the goodies, and let's get building. Starting on one end, they include these stiff sandpaper feeling like washers, which I like to set in between the plastic and the keys on both ends. Now start setting your keys onto this panda looking thing, and do note there is an odd chance that some keyholes may not fit the peg, but for most household keys, you should be fine. Generally, I only carry 2 keys, but the standard peg can fit up to 5 or 6 keys comfortably, although they do have these screw-on extensions you can buy separately. We'll check that out later. A bottle opener and key loop is included in the package, but I prefer to go with the mini key loop attachment sold separately instead for a cleaner look. Now here's the fun part. You have the option to add additional accessories such as these ones from Klecker, like their fold out knife. It's just convenient to have it all in one place and removes the need to carry any additional tools. Now here's the funner part. Struggling to keep things in place is part of the process, but ensure both sides are vertically the same height. If not, just throw on some more washers. Then carefully align the top piece back in place, and if you have shaky hands, I highly recommend you hire someone else to do this part. Pop the screws back in and hand tighten them to get it locked in place, ensuring both sides are equally spaced out. And finally, tighten it with your coin of choice. Depending how tight you like them, you can loosen or release for your desired amount of centripetal circular force of the key. But once you've got it right, that's it. No more jingle bells, keys are easily accessible, and you have a variety of additional tools on you at all times. Look, let's be real, I'm not lying to anyone, this is a bitch to set up, and I ain't kidding because I got my pink thing in my hair. I do still carry my Gerber GDC Texaco knife quite often just due to how small it is, but when I want to stay light, having the Klecker knife with my keys means I won't need any additional baggage. Now what merits calling this the Pro model though is this button right here, the tile integration that calls upon your phone when your terrible memory won't help you. It connects to your phone through Bluetooth, so you will have to be within about 20 to 25 foot radius, but what makes it super useful is that even if your phone is set to silent, it'll still trigger a sound. And with the app on your phone, it works vice versa with your keys too. And that's really where they had to compromise with plastic. It's needed for a better signal between the devices. Now for anyone familiar with tiles, you would know that the original rectangular trackers aren't rechargeable and will just run out of batteries over a year's time. But voila, the biggest gripe I had is now resolved. Sort of. Hidden behind this rubber door, it charges through micro USB. A side note about the door though, it yellows fairly easily being a white rubber and constantly rubbing against my oily hands and pants. But with the added battery, they've also integrated a tiny LED on one end. Now by no means is this a full-fledged flashlight though. Now I say the battery sort of fixes the problem because my issue with this is that it doesn't actually notify you when you need to charge it. A general rule of thumb I'd follow is to give it a charge every 3 or 4 weeks, which does mean it will require one more thing to remember to charge. Although I still prefer it over the original tile trackers as I don't have any additional block of plastic hanging on my keys. Now since the KeySmart can't accommodate all types of keys or even condo or car fobs, that's where the loop ring is useful. I have my car fob attached to the end, and although it is something additional to carry, there's really no getting around it. You can go crazy and really accessorize and throw on my favorite telescoping pen from True Utility. You already have that added knife inside the KeySmart, and that mini flashlight on the end. Don't expect it to illuminate your path, but what it will do is show you where the damn keyhole is in the dark. They've also got this mag connect that makes retrieving your keys or even separating different components a lot easier. You can go crazy with custom keys like this special message, or switch up the knife with this mini key knife from SOG, and finally these Klecker tweezers because splinters are the end of me. You can get pretty creative how you customize your KeySmart and what you carry with you. I mean, if you throw on the extension kit, you can carry it all if you really wanted to. The 2 pegs allow for plenty of space to use any keys or tools and full maneuverability with them. But of course, the point for me is to slim down and stay organized. I carry 2 keys, my car fob, and love having the tile built in to keep track of both my phone and wherever I throw this guy when I get home. There may be some concerns from users of the metallic version of the plastic's durability, but I've thrown, tossed, smashed, and even knocked this thing on everything and it still works like a charm. So is it worth it? Heck yeah. For the built-in rechargeable tile integration alone, it makes up for the whole package. The added ability to really customize, lose the jiggling, and carry less is just an added bonus. I know it's hard to take me seriously with this pink thing in my head, but I've used this for about 2 or 3 months. I've charged it maybe 3 times. For those complaining about the battery life, it really depends how many times you actually use the thing. That comes with the flashlight and the actual towel itself. I've had to search for my keys maybe 4 or 5 times. I mean, I don't expect you guys to be losing your keys constantly, so I don't expect you guys to also be using the tile thing constantly as well, which means it will last you at least 3 weeks, I'd say. Every 2 or 3 weeks, I'd give it a charge. The downside is it doesn't tell you when it needs a charge, and so when you're trying to use your phone to find your keys, it won't work because it's not charged up. But if you consistently try and keep it 2 or 3 weeks, I know it's a burden and it's kind of an extra luxury to have with these things. In the end, although the advertising says 60 days or about 2 months, I highly recommend every month or so you charge this up. It all comes down to your usage, whether you're blind at night all the time or you just kind of lose your shit all the time. There's always a deal going on for these bad boys, so check out the link below for more details. Otherwise, for an all-in-one solution with a rechargeable tile built in, you can't beat this. That's it. Like and subscribe if you want to see more, and leave a comment below letting me know how you organize your keys. I rest my keys?